Part two of the fucking Good Kid, Mad City album. Um, 9 out of 10 album, absolute masterpiece, hip hop classic album. You have to have this in your collection. If you don't have this in your collection, hip hop, then get the fuck out of here, will you? But anyway, we're jumping into track seven. Good Kid, Good Kid. Is the name of track seven. Basically about life of like gang banging and caught up between red and blue, which means Crips and Bloods and stuff like that. And he's kind of trapped in the environment, but he's a good kid, and it's very true. If you're living in a hell, how the fuck can you be an angel? You know what I mean? So I understand these things. Me personally, I'm all for underdogs. I'm all for about underdogs. This actually hip hop channel is all about underdogs, and I want every underdog to win and succeed in life. I've no time for politicians and rich people. They can all get fucked as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, moving on from that, track 8 is a banger of a track. It's actually probably my favourite track off the album. It's called Mad City. To me, listening to it back again, it's a song about his upbringing. The beat then changes and it's an absolute banger of a track, and then it goes into the skits. That this is the reason why I did this video in the first place, is because the amount of people that listened to this album but didn't actually know the little story that was happening in the background. Um, so at the end of the track 8, it goes into like a skit, and it kind of goes back to the start with the skits. I know this sounds complicated, but you have to listen to this album multiple times to get everything that's happening in it. So track 9 then, Swimming Pools. It's a song about him, I think, talking to his basically conscious and stuff like that, and then the beat changes up on that. It ends with the other little story of a skit, somebody gets shot in it. We move on then to track 10, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. It's actually a two-part song. Like, part 2 is actually my favourite off that. I love when the track, like, it's doing its thing and then the beat switches up, like, so it's a track that switches up, like, um really like that song Sing About Me. I love part 2 of the song when it kicks in. It's a brilliant track, definitely one of me favourites. It ends with a revenge, kind of a, from the skits that you, if you've been paying attention, listening to this album, where somebody gets killed, um, on one of the skits, and then they see a woman, and it kind of, like, at the start of this album, it starts with a prayer. So if you've made it to track 10, where they run into a woman, sorry, at the start of the fucking album, it opens up with a prayer. You listen to the album from start up into song 10, they run into a woman, and you see the conclusion from the intro until this, and they're going for revenge because their mate got killed, and they run into a woman. And listening to the album, like, this is a kind of an album that you need to listen when you're alone. You don't want to have anybody around you when you're listening to this album. You want a good set of headphones to listen to this album. So they run into a woman, in my opinion, is their guardian angel, and she stops them from doing what they are about to do. So it kicks off like that, and then we go into track 11. It's a track called Real, and then, like, it's, to me, that track Real is just basically about people who think what's real. Like, everybody, oh, I am real with this and I'm real with that. Listen, 90% of you are fake fucks. Do you know what I mean? I'm not getting into anything about me, because I am one of a fucking kind. I am one of the most realest people on this fucking earth. That's a fact. But I fucking know a lot of snakes that I'm not getting into right now. We'll keep this about the music. So Real is a song about real and stuff like that, and then it goes back into the skits again, where Star rings him up. Like, during this little movie that you're on, listen to the track, of Star rings him up, and he's like, um, it doesn't matter about where the car is or anything like that, just bring the car back. And then his dad hears about his friend getting killed and stuff like that, and he's like, don't retaliate to that shit. You know what I mean? Being real is taking care of your family, you know, and stuff like that, paying bills, taking care of your family, and if you're coming from the life, having kids to make them not fall in the steps that you've fallen into. That's what that track really is about to me anyway. That's what I think is coming from that concept of the track. And then his mom gets on the phone as well and starts talking about when where's he being with the car and everything, and just they heard about the drama and everything and stuff like that and all. So it jumps in then like the track actually ends with the skit of his mother telling him it doesn't matter where you come from, that you can make something of yourself. It doesn't matter what environment that you grow up in, you can make something of yourself, and you can fucking do something for yourself. If you believe in yourself, you can make something for yourself and give back to the community and the people and stuff like that, you know what I mean? We jump in then to the last track, the Compton featuring Dr. Dre. Absolute banger of a track, and it's kind of a track for me with what way I listen to an album. I could be wrong, like, but this is what way I listen to an album. So track 12 is Compton featuring Dr. Dre. Like, to me, it's like where it ends from taking the advice from his ma, and then like he starts kind of believing in himself. Like, he listens to the voice now from his mother saying, you know, you could be something yourself. You're from the environment that everybody else is from, but you could fucking do something in your life, and you could be something, and you know, put that shit into music. So that's where I think it ends with that one. And then all of a sudden then it goes into track 12 with Compton with Dr. Dre, where he's taking his mother advice. He's listening to what she said on the album, and now he's working with Dr. Dre and he's banging out a fucking beat, you know what I mean? And that's just the way it is, you know what I mean? People might laugh at people. Sometimes if people have a dream, other people like to laugh at them and they like to mock them behind their backs because they just laugh at it. But I mean, at the end of the fucking day, every artist out there got to where they got to by believing in themselves. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to get haters, and you're always going to get people telling you can't do this and you can't do that. Believe in yourself and believe in God, and anything is possible, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's why I started doing these reviews in the fucking first place, because I'm mad into hip hop. You know what I mean? Big into it. And I just, like, a lot of people were like, man, the way you talk about an album is like the way you talk about a film and all. You should get into doing hip hop reviews and shit like that. But you know what I mean? I'm just doing this for the love of the music. I love hip hop. I've nearly every fucking hip hop album you can think of. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, otherwise I'll be here all night. But anyway, it ends with him doing a song with Dr. Dre, meaning that, you know, you can follow your dreams and you can be anything you want to be. If you want to dedicate your life to something, you can make it happen. And then the album ends, and then it goes back to the very start of the album. When you listen to the album and all, when they're ringing him up asking like, where is he gone with the car, this minivan, as you can see, they're driving around in that, and it ends where he's kind of going like that then, yeah, I'll be back in 5 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that, sorry. And then it ends with that, which we've all done in their late teens, you know what I mean? I'll be back in 10 minutes, and I used to say I'll be back in 10 minutes and come back 2 days later. You know what I mean? When you're with your mates in that teenage era, it is what it is, you know? So this is Good Kid, Mad City, part 2 of the review. Real hip-hop fans, you need to have this in your collection. I'm actually thinking about buying this on vinyl. It's that good. Classic album. 9 out of 10. Peace and God bless.